Hello Pisces, welcome to Grow to Glow Tarot. This is what you can do for your mental health for the next month or so. What can Pisces do for the mental health? Interesting, Cancer got that. Also, in the same position, and at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. So getting clarity. That's in your unconscious, getting clarity. Clarify the Seven of Wands. For Pisces. Three of Wands. Queen of Swords. Clarify the Hangman. Clarify the Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Seven of Wands, this is where you're feeling judged. Okay, this is where you feel like you've had to take the high road. You know, sometimes it's pushing back against unrealistic expectations and facing your fears and doing so. You know, it can also be being protective of who you know you are and what you got, But to me, it's more about like you're feeling judged and you're having to defend yourself against that. I mean, you could be pushing back against people because this Ten of Cups, this is about your emotional fulfillment, your emotional satisfaction, and wanting to end a cycle. But this Two of Pentacles, there's some toxic environment. There's some place where you've been juggling and struggling, and you've been on this treadmill, and you've kind of adapted to it. Even though you have to defend yourself against it, you've kind of adapted to it, and you've just been like, okay, well, I have to do this. It's only temporary. I'm only going to do it for so long, but I have to do it. And it's not really helping you, okay? It's not helping you in the long run. This Three of Wands, this is about looking toward your future, the path that you want to be on, toward your creative growth. This is about your ships coming in, wanting your ships to come in, and how you can build on that and build on that path with the Empress. What ideas are you not nurturing? Where are you people pleasing versus taking care of yourself and doing things for yourself and nurturing your ideas? You know, where are your actions toward yourself, toward your creativity? Where are they out of balance? Where are your actions towards the thing you want, the things you want out of balance? And how can you take control over your emotions? You know, how can you take charge over that to put yourself on that path towards growth? Okay. Now this Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords talks about nurturing yourself by setting boundaries. By sitting down, thinking long and hard about what you need to set boundaries around in your life, what you need to cut out, okay, or who you need to cut out. And we've got this Three of Pentacles sideways. So you could be working in a group, but you're the one who's putting in all the effort. You know, it's a collaboration, but it's not really. It's mainly you putting in all the work. When it's in the upright, it's you using your skill set that you're good at to come up with a plan to get that stability, to get that mental health that you want. When it's sideways, you're kind of in between the two, right? You're not quite coming up with that plan. You're also not quite letting people walk all over you either. So you're kind of in between. And the Six of Cups, it talks about being able to be present in the here and now and not living in the past. Being able to be in the zone, right? That feeling of when you're doing something you really love and it just flows, like time just flows, everything just flows around you, and it's not actually work. It's not a chore. It's not something you have to do. That creativity is just flowing through you. Life is flowing. The Six of Cups talks about this and how being able to be present in the here and now and not stuck in the past or stuck in your childhood or looking towards the past with nostalgia rather than being in the present. This Four of Pentacles in the reverse, it can talk about greed, but it's talking about instability here. It's talking about instability because you might be too focused on the past. You might be too focused on the situation where you're not getting enough credit, or you're doing all the work and you're not coming up with that plan. You're not setting those boundaries and saying, no, this is unhealthy for me. This is unstable. I'm not balanced. I need to set boundaries. Then we've got the Hangman talking about getting a different perspective on things, getting rid of the old habits, the old behaviors for new ones. Once you get this new perspective, and this Queen of Wands is sideways, and the Queen of Wands being sideways, it's talking about connection to yourself and how you've lost that connection, or you don't quite have it yet. You're working on it, but you've lost your joy in life. You've lost the connection. You've lost your spirituality, your creative fire, your ability to connect to the divine and be present in the moment. Then we got the Moon and the Four of Swords, needing to take time out to rest physically, to rest mentally, to meditate, to just sit and be with yourself and be with your own thoughts and not be influenced by other people. And that's going to help you get clarity. That's going to help you figure out the path between what other people want and what you want. So definitely getting yourself unstuck. And this Knight of Swords, he talks about seeing things from different perspectives, wanting to rush in and change the way that you're thinking about things and change things once you get that different perspective, because now you can see it differently. So you're like, I want to change. I want it now. You want to take action. The High Priestess is talking about being between these two worlds, being between, your past self and your present self and the future self, right? And so being in between and having this inner knowledge and using your intuition and your inner knowledge to help you move forwards. We've got the Five of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the Tower all sideways. So this is talking about moving on from grief, where something, didn't fully work out. It was temporarily emotionally satisfying, and then it wasn't, right? It wasn't helping you in your long-term goals. So where you're kind of like looking at the past and you're kind of stuck in the past and you're kind of stuck in this emotional limbo, and you're needing to move on. You're needing to let go of short-term emotional satisfactions so that you can have your happiness, so you can have your mental health, your stability that you want. In the Tower, it talks about needing to change. So it can talk about an aha moment, or it can talk about something that happens in your life that you're not changing, so the universe brings about a change. And it's not something that you have any control over because you waited so long to make the change. So it can seem quite drastic, but then if you look back on it like a year from now, you'll be like, oh, what seemed like something really horrible was actually something that was good for me. It turned out good in the end. So it can be this thought, this aha moment, but it can also be this situation. And when it's in the reverse, sometimes it can be averting a really bad disaster by getting an aha moment and making a change. Other times you know, people can look at it as, oh, it is a disaster, but then they look back and they're like, no, it was good for me in the end. I'm actually glad that happened. So there's, you know, this need to move on from this heartbreak and sorrow, this need to move on from these temporary emotional satisfactions, these temporary fulfillments, and to make this change in order to have your stability, in order to have your healing and your joy in life. I hope this was helpful. Take care. Bye.